Hi guys, welcome back to Finpact. Today we're going to take a look at what's been happening with Bitcoin as it's been hovering around the $20,000 range. We're also going to do some price analysis using some charts on Bit4x. And we're also going to go into the rationale of some investors that are very bullish or bearish on Bitcoin in the future. Now, before we jump into this video is sponsored by Bit4x. Bit4x is a great exchange where you can buy an array of different cryptocurrencies, and they have fantastic trading features where you can do chart analysis. Now, without further ado, let's take a look at the Bitcoin price chart on Bit4x. As you can see, Bitcoin is currently sitting at $21,329. And we did see Bitcoin bounce back around the $17,800 region back to $21,000. Many of you guys did call this dip. I personally did buy the dip around $18,000. I did think it could go down to $15,000, but luckily it bounced back up and I sold at around the $20,500 region. So I made a reasonable profit in this bear market. As you can see, around last week, around the 18th, 19th of June, Bitcoin fell to a low and we did see a bounce back at this resistance level. Now, one of the things I love about Bit4x are all of their trading features that you can use to do your chart analysis. So I'm going to show you guys some of the trends that we're seeing in the current 1 hour chart. So as you can see, I've added some support and resistance lines and we are currently trading sideways. So there will be a point where at this point, we may either break above in the next 2 days or below this level. What we saw earlier this month was a bit of a cup and handle situation. So you can see this is the cup part and this part is the handle. This is an example of a very clear cup and handle chart. As you can see, this is the reversal into the uptrend. Now, we've not gone exactly into that. We've in fact been trading sideways to this point here. So we have been hovering between the $20,000 region. And now everyone's waiting to, will we see a complete swing to the upside or will we see a swing to the downside? When we see the chart from this angle, we can see that we have an ascendant triangle pattern here. Now, the ascending triangle pattern is actually a bullish continuation of the trend. But with crypto, you can see there is a lot of volatility. We see a lot of swings up and down within this triangle pattern. We've definitely seen a reversal after we saw this drop in the last week around the $17,800 level. We can see that the chart looks bullish when it comes to the ascending triangle. But again, chart analysis is not always indicative of what will happen because there's a lot of fundamentals involved, market sentiment that's involved. So that's why we're going to take a look at this more in this video. But just for your reference, in 2 days' time, it's very likely we can see a pattern either going towards the downside or towards the upside. So let's see what happens there, and I will post an updated video. Personally, I believe it all depends on the macroeconomic sentiment, which currently is not great. So even if we do see a bullish breakthrough towards the upside, I don't think it will be long lasting. This is because all indicators show that we've exited the bear market. There is a very small chance we might re-enter a bull run, but right now the macroeconomic indicators are really not in Bitcoin's favor, heading back into a bull run. But nevertheless, for many of those that missed the big bull run and were crying when they saw prices really high and wishing and kicking themselves saying, I wish I got in. But right now the prices are incredibly cheap. We've not seen a $20,000-ish Bitcoin since 2020, which was pre the bull run when we saw the huge crypto and stock market crashes post the pandemic. But as this article has reiterated what I already believe, but this is not financial advice, is that small-time investors found a small window of opportunity to achieve their dream of owning at least one Bitcoin because the price has not been this low since 2020. We can see this quote by rbelest_2022, who started purchasing Bitcoin from crypto exchange Coinbase that we all know. And they said that I'm hoping in the future I can treat it more like rich people treat real estate and take loans out against it, almost like Bitcoin would be that collateral. And then as it appreciates, it just pays off the old loan with a new one. Boom, tax-free income. And right now it seems like people are waking up, and this was something I have mentioned in this channel a lot. I have seen a trend in my time in crypto and also on YouTube that people tend to search Bitcoin a lot less when there's a bear market, when actually that's when small retail investors are getting the cheapest prices in reality. But when you see a bull run with new all-time high prices and people are FOMOing in because they don't want to miss out, tend to see huge crashes post the all-time high. But luckily, people are waking up that this is actually not the way to profit in the cryptocurrency markets. Well, it's pretty obvious that it's buy low and sell high, but people didn't actually do that in actual fact because people were fearful. And if you take a look at this, it says that Google searches for Bitcoin dead hit all-time highs over the weekend. But if I show you Google Trends for just the term Bitcoin in the past month from June 5th to June 11th, we did see a huge spike in the price. It seems like those that are already advocates of Bitcoin and hold it are looking up to see what's happening with Bitcoin's price and are potentially praying to see when the chart reverses and it goes back into a bull run. But if you're a Bitcoin long-term hodler, there's no point in stressing and checking your portfolio every 2 minutes. You should ideally have a longer-term time horizon between 5 to 10 years, potentially even 3 years, because it depends when the next bull run takes place. But you don't need to be checking it every single day and stressing out. Personally, that's my opinion. I mean, you could do whatever makes you feel happy, to be honest. But someone else who seems to share the same view as me is Michael Saylor, who is MicroStrategy's Bitcoin true believer. And he has actually said in a round of TV interviews that anytime horizon is shorter than 4 years, it is likely to result in a great deal of frustration and uncertainty. And they've also said in this article, and 10 years is even better, because we can't control the minuscule volatility in the cryptocurrency markets every single day. It is purely speculative when it comes to a day-to-day basis. But when we look at the overall long-term potential of what decentralization and cryptocurrencies can be for our future, and just as a use case in terms of NFTs, metaverse, as a method of payment, as a method of exchange, as a store of value, that's when you can start seeing where cryptocurrency's future really lies. Right now, I would actually say that cryptocurrency markets and all the projects we see are still in its infancy compared to what we will see this market in 10 years. There'll be better regulations, developers will have learned from previous mistakes, they will fill in gaps in the code, there'll be better blockchain technology. There is so much more potential in 10 years' time. I mean, if you guys take a look at this chart of the ever-accelerating rate of technology adoption, it only started properly from the 2000s. I mean, we have gone centuries and centuries in this planet's universe not having modern technology, not having the medicines, the technology, the iPhones, the computers. Most of this accelerated from the 2000s. We've seen huge changes in technology in our lifetime. But if you think about it, we've had centuries and centuries of thousands of years, medieval times, Vikings, Egyptians, where there were no computers, no commercial aircrafts, etc., etc. So when that one discovery took place, that discovery had exponential growth henceforth. For example, humans have tried to fly throughout history for many centuries and always failed, and it never became mass adopted globally until the Wright brothers came along in 1903. And since then, as you can see, the non-commercial flight distance records have just increased exponentially compared to how flat it was from the 1800s. Now, why I mentioned this is because it directly relates to cryptocurrencies, and the industry it is right now is actually still in its infancy. It's not in a mature stage of development like we see with other industries such as perhaps the banking sector. So that's why so many investors are bullish on the long-term potential of cryptocurrencies, as right now the markets are very speculative, because let's be honest, not everyone on the street uses cryptocurrencies. Perhaps those that are watching this video do because you guys are interested in the field, perhaps you work in it, or you're a developer, or you're like me who loves the concept of decentralized finance as a method of payment, or you like to earn returns on your investments. Now we have another investor who is also very bullish on Bitcoin. Former crypto billionaire insists that Bitcoin will soar to $250,000 within the next 18 months. Venture capitalist Tim Draper does think that cryptocurrencies are going to go up more than tenfold by the end of 2023. And a lot of different cryptocurrency enthusiasts, huge investors like Cathie Wood, who thinks that Bitcoin will reach 100,000, do believe that Bitcoin's price will soar. I personally am of the belief that we will not see Bitcoin's price soar until the following happens. Number one, the macroeconomic conditions in the economy start to resolve themselves. So we're talking the inflation is under control, the interest rates are no longer being risen. In fact, they maybe will be put down when everything is back under control. There is no more recession looming. We have lower fuel and commodity prices. Geopolitical crises have been resolved. Once all of that at least gets better managed, we can see positive momentum in the cryptocurrency markets. The second catalyst towards when I think the cryptocurrency market may go back into a bull run is when the Bitcoin halving event takes place. But I'm thinking of making a separate video on that entirely. We've also seen a lot of governments not actually in favor of cryptocurrencies. Perhaps it's a new idea that they don't quite understand. Perhaps they don't like the concept of decentralization because the whole point of a government is centralization. But China has always spoken out against cryptocurrencies, and as we can see, they have said heading to zero. China issues shock Bitcoin price warning amidst the huge $2 trillion cryptocurrency crash. I mean, fair enough, but why do people issue warnings when the market's already crashed? Can't they issue warnings before it's crashed? Because let's be honest, it's never going to go to the moon forever. At some point, the market is supposed to come down, which is why I've always said on this channel, buy when you see the prices soaring, don't get too greedy, and that is exactly why people see huge losses in their portfolio. But again, I'm not a financial advisor. That's just what I do for my own personal portfolio and just what I think has seemed to happen in the markets. I've learned from my own mistakes. There were times I've bought in very high and been like, oh great, and then I've lost half my, if not more than half my investment. So I've also been burned by the cryptocurrency markets, and I think those times I have been burned have taught me how to better assess my greed levels, my confidence levels, and just approach it with caution and discipline, because at the end of the day, investing, I truly believe, is to do with fundamentals and behavioral economics and a bit of technical analysis if you are trading in the short term. So on the other hand, let's talk about some bearish price predictions for Bitcoin that some investors have. So Binance's CEO Changpeng Zhao has said that people would have been happy with the current 20,000 value 4 years ago, and that he thinks that Bitcoin could stay below the $69,000 peak for 2 years. He's actually gone to say, I think given this price drop from the all-time high of 68K to 20K now, it will probably take a while to get back. It probably will take a few months or a couple of years. No one can predict the future. Few months or a few years. I mean, it's a bit of a big time horizon range, to be honest. Anyway, guys, what do you think is going to be Bitcoin's price in the next year or maybe in the next 5 years? Leave in the comments below. I would love to hear what everyone's opinion is and what you guys think is currently happening in the market and what your investment strategy is as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Also, remember this video is sponsored by Bit4X, so check that out, and details of the sponsorship are down below. And I also want to tell you guys about a video contest that Bit4X has, which has a 5,000 USDT prize pool. This is a video that you can post about crypto knowledge or trading tips or cryptocurrencies, and you hashtag it with Bit4X. All the details are here. And the duration of the video contest is June 23rd to June 30th, 2022 till 6 p.m. GMT plus 8 hours. So check that out. Everything is linked down below in the description box. Also remember, I'm not a financial advisor. Make sure you do your own research before you invest in anything. Never go by any video telling you what to do. You have to do your own research and consult a financial advisor, as I am not one. And also, if you did enjoy this video, hit that like button and the subscribe button and that bell notification so that you get informed on when I release a video. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!